Good day, beautiful soul. Matt here. Welcome to another session on Intention Inspired. Right now, we are going through the art of self-discovery created by Marva Midkiff. This is an 8-segment journey, and we're on segment 4, and it's all about the past. So get your snorkel on. Let's dive in. Aberdeen Violet once said, "It is up to us to investigate the architecture of our beliefs with deliberate compassion. Through honest investigation, we will only ever find love at the center of our swirling fear and rigid pain." As we begin to understand more about the human brain, we're also beginning to understand how our conditioning is impacting our reality. We really dove into this last segment when we took a look at how our perceptions really impact everything. Because the way that our brain processes our experiences, especially during development, we begin to come up with the most brilliant solutions for surviving the wide spectrums of experiences that we may encounter, especially those hard, traumatic experiences. Our brain is so creative in trying to make sense of the seemingly insensible. So for the ability to come up with these brilliant solutions, we can be grateful. And at some point, these brilliant solutions were our saving grace, perhaps. It's possible that these brilliant solutions, though, are no longer serving us. For example, other species, when faced with high stress situations, they run or they shake it off. They take that stress and they release the hormones that were created pretty immediately. Once the situation is resolved, they are back to whatever, eating or prancing along the prairie. They process in real time. They don't run their experience through like the analytical mind filter that we often do and create stories and judge ourselves and yada yada. If you look at like an antelope being attacked by a cheetah, for example, it'll freeze up and go limp. And then if the cheetah doesn't devour the whole thing and lets it free, for whatever example, maybe hyenas are coming in to check out what the cheetah has captured, the antelope will you'll see, go watch videos on YouTube, it'll start to take a deep breath and then have these twitches and shake off the stresses. And there's documentation of whales doing that and porcupines. And I feel myself do that when I go to sleep each night, especially when I'm doing a practice like Yoga Nidra. I can witness my body starting to twitch out the stresses of the day. It's quite remarkable. So, as an exercise in observation and discovery, we're going to look at our past, and we're going to look at the people and experiences of our past, not to perpetuate any sort of traumas or stories, but to make peace with them, not to blame, shame, or judge ourselves or other people, but just to identify and gain clarity. So, as always, on this journey, we're going to go through each of our 6 intentions of our sacred pause, of our intentional affirmation, of our beautification, our journal prompts, reflection, and creativity. So, let us begin with a pause. Go ahead and find a comfortable place without distraction, just for a few moments. And we're going to take 3 very deep, long, slow breaths to anchor ourselves to this moment. Releasing any air you have right now. Deep breath in, feeling how the rib cage expands and the path your breath takes. Releasing that air. Another really deep breath in, noticing any tightness or blocked areas. Your breath is your focus. Releasing that air. Another really deep breath in, maybe holding at the top for a moment. And releasing that. And when you feel ready, go ahead and invite your child self of 5 years old to join you. This may manifest as a visual, a feeling, a sound. There's no right or correct way. There is only your way. And we're just going to be in the presence of that 5-year-old. Getting down on their level. And we're just going to share feelings of safety, love, and curiosity. Everything's okay here. And we're going to invite our 5-year-old to join us as we complete our session today. So let's move on into our intention. Feel free to repeat today's intentional affirmation after me. I easily connect with my inner child. I allow all facets of myself to be. I am safe and loved. Maybe just noticing now how speaking today's intention made you feel or made your 5-year-old self feel. Moving into our beautification exercise, as we stay connected to our 5-year-old self, we're just going to notice the beauty in children. Their possibilities are endless. Their love is true. If you are graced with the presence of children, just be with them. Take note of their beauty. In fact, be them. They know their beauty, and you understand this as well, especially as we connect with our younger self. So let's just set aside our grown-up role and invite our inner child to be courageous, curious, and free. Noticing, perhaps documenting each beautiful observation. And of course, if you're not near children, we can just imagine or invite our inner child of 5 on a little play date. Let's go build a cardboard rocket ship. Okay, moving into the meat and potatoes of this journey. And this is our journal prompts, our sentence completions. And in this audio format, feel free to hit pause to complete the sentences, or just noticing how, without trying much, what naturally surfaces, just kind of stream of consciousness style, completing each sentence. And just to prime us into this exercise, just a little reminder that we create memories and beliefs based on our perceptions of what is happening. The people and the experiences of our childhood helped shape those perceptions. These memories and perceptions may or may not be based on fact, but they turn into beliefs about our reality. They shape our reality. So as we do this exercise, just remember it is for discovery and curious observation. There is no blame, no shame, or judgment in our exploration. And this may seem like a lot of work, because it kind of is, or can be, as much or as little as you'd like. But the information that can be gathered with these sentence endings are a treasure. So take all the time you need to complete each sentence, and Just remember to move along as fast as possible and complete each sentence, whether you believe it applies or not. It's so wild to read back on these sometimes, and what seemed like nonsensical writings actually can be quite profound upon reflection. So if you run into a block or resistance, just make something up. Just keep it flowing. So let's dive in. Feel free to complete these sentences after me. As a child, I felt different from other children because one of my happiest early memories concerns one of my unhappiest early memories concerns it is not easy for me to admit that and lastly, I am becoming aware that so these were just a few of the sentence completion journal prompts during this segment. There are a handful more. So feel free to hop over to our online journey for the art of self-discovery and find more of these wonderful journey prompts, journal prompts that will help us do some more deep diving into what is impacting our perceptions and so our reality. Feel free to give yourself plenty of time to reflect on the information that you have gathered this week, on your journal prompts, on your observations of the beauty of your childlike self. Right now, we're just noticing patterns, feeling places, and connections. We don't need to make conclusions or beliefs or judgments. We can simply just notice the information. And as we become more aware of ourself, our perceptions and beliefs just naturally change. We remain open to the information we're gathering just as observers. And as we approach it like this, we don't run into the resistance of already knowing and being so firm in our beliefs. Because once our conditioned mind says we already know something, then we don't pay as much attention. So, invitation to just stay open and receptive to whatever it is you're observing. And I'm curious, what is one perception or belief that has changed as you've become more aware of yourself? We have our private activity feed, comments on each of these sections over on our online journey. So there's wonderful conversations going on over there, and we would be delighted to have you join us if you're not already over there. And lastly, to wrap it all up, of course, our creative exercise. We're going to use a quote by C.S. Lewis and allow that to spark a creative journal page, a creative musing, whatever your medium for creative play is right now. Let's see what comes through with this quote by C.S. Lewis. He said, "The past is frozen and no longer flows, and the present is all lit up with eternal rays." In the flow of creating, more information may occur to you as you reflect on the past. Feel free to document these. And of course, as always, if you create something, we would love to see it. Feel free to shoot it over, hop over onto our activity feed, and come play with us. that wraps it all up for today's segment 4, the past. Looking forward to diving into segment 5 with you next week as we explore even further the child within. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you have a wonderful week, noticing, observing, creating the art of your life. Peace and love. See you soon.